All right, we're going to talk about widgets. I know you had a question about that, and I'm going to actually do this ahead of other tutorials. Usually I do widgets a little later on, but I'm going to do that one a little bit early. That way you can kind of, I know you have questions already pertaining to some of these sections. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. If I'm looking at the front end and I scroll down to the bottom, I'm going to see 5 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are called widgets. At least that's what WordPress calls them, widgets. And usually these are a series of drag and drop features of widgets, I guess, if you want to use that term, that you use in the admin to arrange and set up what you want specifically. So if I come to your admin section, what I come to is appearance. That's where I'm at right now. Appearance, and then widgets. And if I click this, this is just going to reload because I'm here already. But this is the section of widgets for your particular website. And what we have on the left is the widgets that are available for this, as well as on the right, the actual sections that hold widgets. And by sections, I mean, for example, this bottom footer. This is a section. These are sections to put widgets in. If we go to the blog, if I can find more news, I think is blocked for this one. If I go to the blog section, I have a right sidebar. This right sidebar is also a widget section. And so what we want to do is mix and match those sections that hold widgets. So we'll see that right here, blog sidebar, and then what we'll see is 6 down here, footer mobile, and then the 5 columns of the footer. So if I'm looking on your front end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are your 5 columns. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's start goofing off with this so you can kind of see what's going on here. Column 1 says categories. Alright, so if I scroll down the front end, I got categories, right? So first thing is this is a drag and drop. So what else we got in here? Let's super posts. Alright, is number 2. So right here is super posts. We see that? So let's do super post here in categories second. You with me? So all I did was just drag and drop this thing. Alright, so I switched, swapped, whatever you want to call it, places. So now I have super posts in column 1 and categories in column 2. And just by dragging and letting go, it automatically saves. There's nothing to click to save. Once you let go of it, it's done. So if I come back to your site, your front end hasn't changed yet. However, if I update this, refresh any day now. Any day now. There we are. So look what's happened now. We have recent work, your super potent categories, they've changed places, all simply by me dragging and dropping. So I can do that with all these things, you know. Tweets. Maybe I want tweets to be last. Categories to be here. Just come refresh the check. Now we trade places. And conversely, you can remove stuff. So to do that, you can just open it up and you can delete it, or you can actually drag to inactive. And I would actually recommend that just in case you want to save your settings. So if you delete it, you're going to end up starting from scratch. So what I would do is just pull this over to inactive and leave it there. That way if you want to use it later, you can. So now column 5, we should not have this Twitter, should not show up here because I pulled it out. So if I refresh, there it is. Now we have these 4 columns. So you can actually trade, drag, drop, you know, arrange whatever you want as far as that's concerned. But you can also pull from over here, so you're not just limited to what's there now. So for instance, let's find text. Here's a text one. This one right here. You put this in the one we replaced. Let's see. Here is a message. That's your title. And what we want to do is maybe drop in, you know, maybe you want to put a message in there, maybe something about yourself or what you do, or got a sale going on or something. You can do that. So drop in your text. Text, here it is, text, that's the text widget. See, and then we got text in there, right? It's a little long, so you just got to do a little bit of editing and whatnot. So if I come in here and I'll delete out this, it actually takes basic HTML too, so I can actually space this in here. So update this. And we are a little space and lessen the information in there. So really, really cool what we can do as far as widgets go. So what you want to do is play around with this theme. You know, he's got links and meta tag and tag clouds, and he's got some other things that come by default with this. We got pages. So if I put a page 1 in there, it's going to show all the pages. I recommend against that. Actually, let me show you why I recommend against that. Let's put that here. Let me pull out this text message. Actually, let me keep this for future reference. So I'm going to put this back up here. Okay, so pages. So pages. This is every page that you've made. Okay, on this website. So save. So here's all the pages, but you also see why I recommend against it. Because look, now you have every page is listed. So it looks a little goofy. But you can also actually exclude. You'll see that exclude pages by entering page IDs, which is, you can do it, but it's a little time consuming, a little irritating. So I want you to look down here in the bottom left of my screen. See where my mouse is? If I just hover over and don't move my mouse, you'll see down there, that where I just showed you, MiamiBeachMike.com/WordPress, blah, blah, blah. You'll see a number, page ID equals 622. See right in here, look again, just in case you missed it. Right in here, I'll hover over a link, 622. If I move up, that's the number they're talking about. So you can go in there and pick out, the pages you don't want to show up. But I just think it's time consuming and not very, I guess, intuitive. So anyways, let me get rid of this one. Let's try what might be a little bit easier. See, tag cloud, we can try that. So anyways, as you learn more about WordPress and learn what each things do, as like I said in the other video about doing some WordPress 101, you can learn a little bit more as far as what these widgets actually do. A lot of these are default, like tag cloud is default WordPress. Text widget, default WordPress. Meta tag, default. So a lot of this comes with WordPress. So tags, save. All right, so here's your tags set up. This is what usually goes on blogs. What I would do, because I don't know what your plans are, is actually use a menu for here, and let me show you. Let me show you something real quick. This is pretty cool. Let's get this one out of here. Menu. Let's see, where are you? Menu. Custom menu. That's what we want. And the reason this is cool is because you can actually make your menu. So let's just say support menu, whatever, it doesn't matter. Now what you'll see here is a drop down for select your menu. You can manually create as many menus as you want. I mean, if you want to have 100 menus, you can have those. And what's cool about this is you can actually custom make a menu and just come in here, choose it, whatever menu you made, and then it's now going to display that menu. So when we look at your your section here, we have categories listed out in your blog roll and thing for categories and stuff. But maybe you want menus. Maybe you want menus to other places or other sites or within your site. You can even do that. That's what I recommend to do. So here we go. We got a support menu, and it's displaying a menu that was already pre-made. But your question right now is probably, well, how do I make a menu? How do I do that? I'm going to cover menus in a separate tutorial. But real quick, let me show you. There's a section called menus. And if you look right here, these are all the menus that are created already. These are menus that have been made. So every time you make a menu here, it'll show up in that widget for you to select it. And that's the way that I would handle that as far as that footer is concerned. I think that's about it. What I'm probably going to do, because this video is already into 10 minutes, I'm going to cover the blog and I'm going to touch base on the sidebar widgets in the blog, so I left out a few things. But in general, it's a series of drag and drop and really choosing what you think you want to have in those particular widget areas. Now there are sections that you might be thinking, well, what about that? What about that? Such as this right here, this right here, this right here. These aren't widgets, these are other areas, and I will actually touch base on these sections in other particular videos. Okay?